everyone. This is Orion, Kilo Echo 7 Victor Lima Charlie for the Mesa Amateur Radio Club, Whiskey Mike 7 Romeo Charlie. And I'm coming to you on this Labor Day weekend. I hope everyone is being safe out there. Drive responsibly. Don't do anything that'll get you in trouble or, injure yourself or anything like that. So be safe out there. I know it's a big weekend, long weekend. It's hot in the valley, so you're all probably up on the rim right now camping. Wish I was there. We've got a couple things going on here in the club, and I wanted to basically talk to you guys about it. First off, if you missed our last meeting, go to our YouTube channel, look up the August meeting. We had a really wonderful presentation by Virgil, who talked about FT8. For those of you in HOAs and require, stealth antennas and things of that nature, FT8 and FT4 might actually be the mode that you might want to actually pay attention to because it doesn't require a lot of power. You can actually do low power, which won't get you noticed by the neighbors. String up a piece of wire in the backyard and you could probably do really well with it. You don't necessarily need to do a single sideband in order to compete in a lot of things. FT8 does a very good job of it. So anyways, so please go back and look at that video. I'll post a link in the show notes here for this. So that's one piece of item there. The second is we're going to have a campout coming up in October. And so let's transition over. I'm going to do screen view here. Okay, let's bring up my calendar here for a second. Okay, so Friday 2nd, 3rd, 4th. So it's October 2nd, 3rd, and 4th. We are going to be camping. We're going to be camping up on the rim. Not in our normal spot because we don't really have a normal spot. Usually we go to timber camp around this time of year. But with all the forest fires going on and everything, some of the areas are closed, and I believe that timber camp is one of those, just because they've had quite a few forest fires up there in that region. So we're gonna go up on the rim. Yes, it's gonna be a little bit on the chillier side, and that's kind of what we want, what we hope for. So I hope that all of you are going to be up there. Anyways. For those of you who are not familiar with the contests that are out there, go to www.contestcalendar.com. It's a great website. It's going to have all the different contests and everything. This is the one that we use to kind of guide when we're going to go camping and everything. And a lot of times we get, there's so many of them. You just look at this. Okay, October, you have all of these. Well, that's just, we're not even in towards the end of October. There's the end of October. There's so many different little contests you can participate in. And this year we decided that we were going to do one of the new ones, which is the Portable Operations Challenge. And this one kind of was brought to our attention. It was started by a group that likes field day, but they feel that field day is a little, it's not really geared towards QRP operations. So those of you who are running, 5 watts or less, or 20 watts or less, or something like that, a lot of times they end up getting left out because everybody gets to participate from home and everything, and everybody was kind of griping about the field day ruling this year, which was kind of ridiculous, I think. But that's my own personal opinion on it. They were sitting there saying it's unfair because of all the people who got to stay home and participate, and it just made it so unfair for the QRPers and everything. But in reality, QRP is just difficult as it is. All right, so any new ham starting out into the world, going, oh, I could do QRP. QRP looks great and everything. It's probably one of the most difficult modes out there, especially if you're doing single sideband QRP. You're using 5 watts, you're using 10 watts or whatever. Trying to get out there and compete against people who are using 100 watts or 1,000 watts. And yeah, so it is a little unfair. But field day was never really meant to be a a contest anyways. It was meant to basically show exactly how prepared you are in your ability to be flexible. And that's what this year ended up having to be, is you kind of sort of had to be a little bit on the flexible side. So they changed the rules a little bit to allow Class Delta to basically contact other Class Deltas and make contacts and everything. And a lot of people were griping and complaining about the fact that, well, a lot of these people got to stay home and use 1,000 watts on their, and it's, to me, it's unwarranted. It's not a warranted discussion topic. It's not a major issue because, well, first off, almost every single contest that you're going to run into people who are running 1,000 watts. You're always going to be up against those types of people. So for you to demonstrate your ability to still be able to participate, even though your other people are using a lot of wattage, it just goes to show you exactly what type of people we have. You still go out there and you try to have fun and everything, and that's the key to field day. I wish they would just take away all the points. Just basically make field day, hey, get out there, advertise ham radio, have fun, do away with the points, and then let the chips lie where they lie. I can almost guarantee you field day will just dwindle away if that happens. But at the same time, I think everybody needs to understand not everybody's got the capability of doing 1,000 watts. So for those of you who are running 1,000 watts, maybe you should have said, you know what, let me crank it down to 100 watts and we'll just go with 100 watts. But, I digress. Anyways, so we're going to be doing this portable operations challenge, which happens October 3rd and 4th from basically midnight Zulu October 3rd to 23:59 Zulu October 4th. And it's got an interesting twist to it because it's your location multiplier by mode, multiplier by distance, kilometers, divided by your power equals your points per QSO. And then your total score is total QSO points times by transmitter factors. And we'll go into that in just a second here. But here's their website here, the Foxmike Hotel. There we go. All right. So Foxmike Hotel is the foxmikehotel.com is the ruling page. And you can actually see, go in here and look at the rules and everything here. And they actually have some good like scoring metrics here, because this is your power divided by, I think it's distance. So okay, so for example here's a okay, so QTH is a Q and P is portable. So QTH to QTH contacts as act as a 1 multiplier. So here's a good example. 100 kilometer contact with another QTHer using 100 watts in CW mode using 1 transmitter, okay? So you've got 100 kilometers, you divide that by 100 watts, and that equals 1. All right, so your multiplier is 1. All right, now CW mode is only going to be a 1.5 multiplier, making your score, well, 1 times 1.15 is 1.15. And now you get 1.1 or 1.5 points. I'm sorry, the whole entire math thing is kind of screwing me up. Anyways, so here's the same contact from a portable station, same parameters, 100 kilometer contact with a QTHer using 100 watts in CW. All right, so you got 100 kilometers by 100 watts equals 1. All right, so the location contact type is a portable to QTH, means the multiplier is a 1.4142135562. So that's the score, okay? You take the 1.4142135562, multiply it by 1, and that's what you get. Now in CW mode, you also have a 1.5 multiplier. So now your score gets multiplied by a 1.5, bringing your contact up to a 2.121320343. Sounds complicated, doesn't it? Hopefully, the software will do all these calculations for us, and all we'll have to worry about is, did we make contact or did we not? So, if it was say 100,000 kilometer contact and you were using 100 watts, now your starting score is, would be 10. Okay, and this one here, portable operator with one transceiver running 5 watts on single sideband. Okay, single sideband gets a lot more points than digital or CW does. Okay, digital gets very low points because, quite honestly, with FT4, you're going to be making contacts left and right. It's going to be very simple. But with single sideband, making a contact is a lot more difficult, and so the points favor those with single sideband, and it favors you even more when you're using 5 watts. Okay, so you got 5 watts of single sideband. Okay, so you make a 100 kilometer contact, and so it's 100 divided by 5. So now your starting score is 20. Okay. Now, since this is a point-to-point or a portable-to-portable, the multiplier is now 2. Okay. So, like if we were to reach out another portable station, the multiplier now becomes a 2 instead of a 1. So now we get 40 points. Okay. Now, single sideband mode brings the multiplier up by another 2. So 40 times 2 is 80. So the total points for that contact is 80 points. Not a bad way to do it. So what it is the contact exchange is your call sign, and then your station class, either a Q or a P, Quebec or a Papa. And then your running contact serial number. So for example, your first contact is going to be a 001. Your 100th contact is 100. Your 125th contact is 125. Okay. And then your 4-digit Maidenhead locator. And that's it. That's all it is. You just go, okay, this is KE7VLC. We are a Papa station, serial number 102. And then DM43. So Papa 102, DM43. That's it. That's your whole entire contact. You don't have to do anything else. Once they come back and confirm, and then they give you your information or their information, you write that down in the log, and away you go. Operating bands are 80, 40, 20, 15, and 10. No 6 meters, which is kind of shocking here, but that's all right. We'll just go up there and we'll try to do 10 and 20 and 40 as well, and maybe occasional 80. The funny thing is they've done a little bit of research, and not a lot of people do 160 for field day as it is. Most of the people remain on these bands right here, 10, 15, 20, 40, and 80 for field day. 6 meters isn't really all that prevalent, and obviously 2 meters is a little out of the range as well. So, and then what we do is we're going to file the logs. All right. So where are we going to go for this camping trip? All right, and this is going to be, we're going to go back up on Forest Road 79. A few years ago, we wanted to go up on this road because it's a very easy road to get back. It's a little on the rough side for small cars, so you might want to bring a fairly larger vehicle, a pickup truck or a small SUV or something like that to get back, because the first part of the road gets a little bit on the rocky side. So we're going to go camping down Forest Road 79. Like I mentioned before, it is a little on the rocky side when you first enter in, but then after a little ways back, it starts to get mellow out and everything. Where Forest Road 79 is if you go out of Payson and you come out the 260, so at the main junction in Payson there at the main stoplight, you're going to want to go right instead of straight. And then you go through Star Valley, come all the way out past Cole's Ranch, and then you come up over here towards Woods Canyon Lake. You go past Woods Canyon Lake, because here's Woods Canyon Lake right here, guys. right here. All right. You go past Woods Canyon Lake Cutoff, and you come on out here to the Young Highway. Um, Young Highway will actually be very, very visible. It's actually kind of it's got its own little turnout. Um, if we go back here a little ways, there is an actual sign that says Young Road, so Junction 512. Can't really miss it because it comes up here, and all of a sudden now you have a nice turnoff lane to go down. It is paved for most of the way down through here. We'll cut back over to the regular map. It is paved for a long ways down this 5112, and then it turns into rock gravel for the rest of the way. Forest Road 79 is off to the left. There's not really much of a signage there. There is you'll see a big area over here on the once my screen catches up here. Um, there is a big sign and a lot of popular area over here to camp on the right hand side. And if you just go past it, there's Forest Road 79. Um, Frank and I were camped up back over in this area right here um, not too long ago, and it was a nice area back there. You can hear a little bit of road noise, but honestly, 512 doesn't get traveled all that much. And there's very little ATV and quad traffic down Forest Road 79. So you don't get a lot of the noise that you would, back in the other areas, especially along Forest Road 300. Um, but a few years ago, we were going to camp in this area here, and we called this basically Point Alpha and Point Bravo. It's a nice little area, and this is where we're going to try to go. We might actually end up going all the way to the very, very, very end down here. This area was wide open and had a lot of good areas where we could, do a couple different camping areas. Um, and not a lot of people come down this road because it seems very rocky at the very beginning, so a lot of people avoid it. And like I said, quad traffic doesn't come down through here at all. So this is where we're going to go. These are power lines, and they do get a little on the noisy side, but I don't think we've ever really had much of an issue up there. I haven't done any HF traffic up there, so I can't say, but I know FM was kind of quiet and everything. The nice thing about being up here along this area and along this stretch is you just get some really good views to the south, really beautiful views to the south. And there's a couple, like if you're back in here, you get to look down. There's a ranch back in here. There's a couple little different campgrounds and everything. So it's a nice little area. Um, I've been down through this area, the Colcord Ranch. Uh, Back way, I've been over here to the Canyon Creek Hatchery. This area here is not too bad, but it does get popular. Um, so you kind of have to watch out. But Forest Road 79, for some strange reason, doesn't get a lot of traffic. But that's all right. So that's where we're going to probably go. Not 100% sure exactly precisely where we're going to be. So you'll have to pay attention to our Facebook page as to exactly where we're going to be. We will have our little banner up out at the front that apparently people keep missing. I don't understand exactly how people miss a big huge banner that says Mesa Amateur Radio Club or whatever on it. But then again, I think a lot of people were paying attention to what vehicles were around or something like that. Anyways, pay attention to our Facebook page. Be prepared for somewhat winter camping conditions because it is going to be early October. It should be 90 in the valley, which will mean it'll probably be about 70 something up there, and then at nighttime it'll probably dip down into the 40s, maybe upper 30s, which is fine with me. But this is going to be a good preparation for our winter field day. So We're going to try to do a little bit of radio. We're going to do a little bit of that little contest there, the portable uh, operating contest, and see how well we do. We're not going to really push it. We're going to do a lot of camping. So, with that being said, I hope all of you have a wonderful Labor Day weekend. Stay tuned for our meetings. Our meeting structure is going to change slightly. We're going to start doing, we're going to try to have at least one amateur radio topic and one camping topic, since we're kind of both a camping and an amateur radio club. So what we're going to do is we're going to do a combination of the two. And our meetings, we're going to try to have one ham topic and then one camping topic for meetings. If you have questions or anything of that nature, feel free to comment. One other thing that I wanted to bring up, and this is just something that we're thinking about doing. We haven't actually fully implemented this just yet. This is still in discussion mode. And yeah, I know it takes a little while for us to get through discussion mode sometimes. Sometimes we're really quick on the gun and we just do it. Others, we kind of want to take a little bit of time and patience on. And this is one that I definitely want to take a little bit of patience on because it affects everybody. We're thinking about doing a Patreon page. All right. And what Patreon is basically you donate a little bit of money per month or something, and you get a little extra or something of that nature. But it helps fund the club. All right, we got expenses. We got Winterfield Day, for example. We'll probably just pass the hat, but that's one example of our cost. We've got a post office box that we got to pay for. We had to renew our club call sign, which Vinny's still working on. We have, it costs money to run our website and a couple other things. Our domain name and everything, all that costs money. Not a whole lot, and we're not looking for a ton of money. But at the same time, we were thinking it'd be kind of nice to have a little bit of funding from the group. Anyways, what we were thinking about doing, and this is just one possibility, is doing what do you call it? A kind of like an education part to our club videos, where we'll teach you how to solder. We'll teach you how to maybe crimp a PL259 on. We'll teach you how to properly tune your radio, or how to build a dipole antenna and things of that nature. And as well as early release, okay? Because a lot of what these Patreon groups do, a lot of what all these video groups do is they'll have a video and they'll put it up, and they'll put it out like 2 or 3 weeks early, and anybody who goes through Patreon gets early access to those specific videos, and you get to watch them before everybody else does. And I didn't want to just basically do early release of our meetings, because I think our meetings should be just basically posted out there. But any of our educational stuff, because it does incur a cost, it does incur some time. I was thinking we'll probably go right ahead and do a Patreon part of it. Where and I'm thinking maybe $2 and $5, or maybe $3 and $5 or something like that. So if you donate $3 a month, you end up getting just early access, and that's it. Whereas if you were to donate $5, you get access to a special public or a private video where we teach something. So but this is not something that just basically I'm going to do. All right, I need the help from Frank, Chad, Vinny, Dennis, and all of you. If you guys want to contribute, if there's something that you want to do, like, oh yeah, I'm really good at setting up, say like Virgil, for example, I'm really good at setting up FT8. So I would like to do a video on how to actually get it all configured for your radio and all this other stuff. I'll go right ahead and go out and record the video, get it all set up, and then what I'll do is I'll post it up to a Dropbox or a OneDrive or something of that nature, and then either myself or Vinny or Frank or Chad or somebody can actually pull that video down, do a tad bit of editing, maybe toss on our fast logo on there or something of that nature. Maybe put in scrolling credits and stuff of that nature, and then basically release it to everybody. And those who are paying $5 a month get access to any of the extra videos. Anybody who's paying the $3 gets early release to any, like any of our camping videos and stuff of that nature. You get early release to those. So on and so forth. I mean, it's this. I would really like this club to be a whole bunch of Elmers doing a whole bunch of Elmerish stuff with each other. That's really what I want to do. I don't want to be like these other clubs where you have somebody stand up there pounding the gavel and going, "Okay, I'm calling the meeting to order. Let's stand. Let's do a, pledge of allegiance, and then we're gonna read off the minutes and all this other stuff." I don't want that, because that's to me that's dry content. So the more that you guys get involved, the more we can offer. So be thinking about that. If you guys want to put a comment down below, like, "Hey, listen, I'd be willing to teach how to solder. I'd be willing to do a couple videos on how to solder." And quite honestly, if you need us to come out and actually do set up video and stuff of that nature, we've got Chad and myself that are fairly decent at this. We got Frank, and then Vinny's really good at doing some of this as well. He's posted a couple videos up on Facebook, and I'm so appreciative of him for doing that. Give a round of applause for Vinny, because he's been really kind of stepping up lately, and I appreciate that. I need to hear more from Frank, and I definitely need to hear some more from Chad as well as Dennis. But I would like to hear from you guys as well. So please comment down below. Tell us exactly what you would like. If this Patreon thing sounds like it's a good idea or something of that nature. Maybe what we'll do for Patreons or something of that nature. Maybe what we'll do is we'll go out and we'll have a pizza party or something like that. For only Patreons. Everybody else that doesn't get to volunteer or something, or doesn't help out, or doesn't post doesn't do a Patreon, we can they'll be a little bit on the excluded side or something. I don't know. I mean, these are things that are just rolling off of my tongue here, rolling out of my head and tumbling down, and I'm just trying to capture as much of it as possible and say, okay, is this a good idea? Is this not a good idea? So tell me what you guys think. If there's something that you guys think that would be really, really useful and you would like to see that type of stuff, please post. Please post a comment saying, "Yes, I think that would be great." Or send us an email or something like that and just say, "Hey, I think this is a good idea," or "I don't think this is a good idea." If you don't think it's a good idea, say, "I don't think it's a good idea." So I appreciate every single one of you guys. You guys are all, everybody who watches our videos. I appreciate everyone. 73s to everyone. Have a safe Labor Day weekend, and hope to see you all at our next camp out.